And gentlemen, welcome back to the HPL YouTube channel. It is the end of the road. We're going to cap off another season. This is the national championship game here. The fourth national championship game. We're gonna crown a new champion tonight. It's the state of Florida. South Florida versus Miami. One team will join the record books of national champions. I'm DeJuan McMurray. Alongside of me is KU. KU, what are we looking for in this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a hell of a season to this point. You know, I'm not sure if everybody was filling out their brackets at the start of the year, if these were the two teams that they thought they would see in this game, but hell of a season by both of them. They're both extremely deserving to be here. I think, you know, obviously we know what we're going to get when, you know, we see Miami. It's going to be a lot of Wildcat, a lot of use of the backs. You know, South Florida, I think, they're a very versatile team, can play in a lot of different situations. So I'm super excited to see this matchup and see everything unfold.
Yes, it is going to be a really good one. Obviously, Miami, yes, really good with the Wildcat. South Florida, having a really good season under first-year player in DBJ. Beat Electric twice. And the national championship for Season 4 is underway. The fair catch goes into the end zone. You see 557 yards of offense. Those are mostly yards from Wildcat. We'll see what Miami will do first. And you see they're already coming out Wildcat.
Yep. Not wasting any time. Why not?
Oh, and look at this! James Chenault surging into the backfield.
He just
ripped down Chris Johnson Jr.
And that's kind of a statement play. You know, this is what we're gonna see a lot throughout the game is this type of action, and come out like that first play. It's like, hey, we're here, we're ready for it.
I think South Florida forced Miami into changing it up a little bit today. Second and 15.
I think the biggest key if you're South Florida is to force them to drop back and throw the ball. A nice little run play there to get back to third and manageable, which is going to be important.
As we see 3rd down and 4 now. A run by CJ Baxter.
Yeah, the whole playbook's open here. You don't know what you're gonna see, really.
Third and 4. They're going to bring out the option to Chris Johnson Jr. busting into South Florida territory. They're going to hurry it up. As we saw, Sauce, do not forget, Sauce is really good options too. So going to try to use both of this time it's a read option. Hands it to Johnson. He's going to get done.
Yeah, I think the biggest key for South Florida is to force the action back inside. I think when you're playing a team that likes to run these speed options and these sort of jet motions and stuff, you got to try to force the action back inside. You can't let them get the edges, otherwise it's just going to be big play after big play. So that's what I would focus on here.
And we see Miami's lining up in Wildcat. They're going to motion Cash. Direct snap. Baxter has it. It's another first down for Miami.
Let's send it down to the Miami sideline in Hale State. Any sort of motivational speeches or anything that was going on before the game here for Miami?
Oh,
Okay, well, as you see the Wildcat, but there's plenty of motivation on the Miami sideline. A lot of people, specifically the heads of the league, feel like Miami being in the championship games is staying on the league, and it's embarrassing. So they are out to prove a point that good football is being played in Miami, Florida this year. And a natty would certainly help quiet the naysayers, if you will.
Yep. You see now Miami lining up in I form. It's a toss to Baxter. Baxter gets a block, cuts it back inside the 15. DJ Baxter getting the touches early. He's really using these running backs to his advantage.
Yeah, and honestly, I think what doesn't get talked about with Miami is how good the offensive line and their blocking is down the field with their receivers and stuff. They're always doing a great job of getting these great running backs in open space.
And off to Johnson. Johnson into the secondary. Touchdown, Miami. Chris Johnson scores the touchdown from 14 yards, and Miami's got the first score of the national championship game.
Yeah, they got him a couple times with these either toss or stretch plays, and like I said, they've done a really good job of, just being able to get to the perimeter, and the receivers are doing a good job blocking down the field, and just opens up big gaps like that.
Miami takes an early 7-0 lead, trying to win the ACC's second national title, and he claimed his first overall. Now the kick is away.
Takes this out.
Okay.
Yep.
Parks brings it out of the end zone, and he's going to get it to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, let's go down. Let's go down to Brink. Down on the South Florida sideline. What were they saying after that first drive? What was sort of the message to the defense after that?
Well, the coaching staff was asked before the game if they were ready for what.
And here goes Isaac!
Into the secondary, past midfield, and gets it down inside the 40.
Oh, sorry to cut you off, Frank, but yeah. Totally agree.
Steps up, throws, has a man caught. Into the red zone now. Just 2 plays. South Florida's already in striking distance.
Yeah, and I've been fortunate enough to be on the call for a lot of South Florida's games recently, and they are just such a tough offense to stop because you don't really know what's coming. They can just do all sorts of different things to hit him.
And he's got the tight end wide open, and South Florida responds in 3 plays. 19-yard strike.
I mean, there was nobody on that side of the field. He could have dumped off to the running back, but I mean, there was just nobody over there for some reason.
And it's up and good.
As we see now, it's a tie game. State of Florida never disappoints when it comes to football. Again, another fair catch comes out to the 25-yard line. We're going to see what Miami will come out in for their next drive of the game.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job, right? That first play of the game where they got somebody free through the middle there, and got to try to replicate some of that here and stop some of these stretch actions.
And he's got a huge hole, makes a man miss in the South Florida territory. Cuts it, makes it, jukes back, and he gets it to the 31.
Booker T. Washington, one of the most productive wide receivers in the nation. Just so fast in the open field, and there's another example of it.
Yep, as we saw, that is a gain of 44 yards.
And now from the pistol formation.
Hands it off. Johnson cuts inside. Has a hole down inside the 6, inside the 20.
He is just so lightning quick whenever he makes a move. And that time, you know, South Florida did a good job plugging up the middle, but he just bounces the outside again. And, you know, it's tough to contain the edges in this game. But, I mean, that's where they're really exposing him right now.
Then another handoff to Baxter. Baxter gets ankle tackled right there. Only pickup of 1.
And that hole closed quickly. That was a good play by South Florida. And, you know, when you have 2 explosive offenses like this, you know, the red area is so important. Everything gets more condensed, and you can find a way to force them to field goals. That's really a win in this game.
Option.
Covered it well.
And he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage as South Florida was not falling for that.
Yeah, that was a good job there. You know, you got to make them close the perimeter like they did right there, and that was a good job there by that defense.
The first quarter comes to a close. 18 more minutes of season 4. 18 more minutes before we declare our 4th ever national champion in HPL. Tied up at 7 here in Los Angeles.
A big play here after the break. Offense trying to convert here.
So this is a big player. 3rd and 13. You know, you're probably going to get, you know, something trying to get down the field. Or he's going to force it into coverage.
It's intercepted. Picked off.
Not much on the return, but they
Wow.
And just like that, South Florida, the momentum shifts now towards the Bulls side of things.
And that's a tough play there. I mean, he looks open, but you kind of you got to throw that a little bit higher, and the linebacker was able to grab that there. He's got a lot of room.
Oh my God, Isaac down the sideline, 1 man chasing him. Tries to cut it back, gets it down into Miami territory at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, we'll send it down to the Miami sideline, and Hale State, what were they saying after the interception there?
A lot of words. They're not suitable for TV. One starts with F and rhymes with duck. And one is a synonym for Jackson Altman.
Jet motion.
But
calling out little bro.
Just not happy with the throw. But I do want to Larry Mack this a little bit and give y'all a little fun fact. Not only is team bragging rights on the line, but conference bragging rights are on the line, as South Florida out of the Big 12 going for the Big 12's first ever national championship, and Miami going for the ACC's second. It's debatable if we count the first season, you know, Mickey stats, but if you do count it, then the ACC would take the lead for national championships in this dynasty so far.
I don't even remember who won that first one, because the coach isn't on that team anymore, so.
That's true.
You know, gotta wonder.
Brown scrambles out, uses the playmaker, and it's overthrown. And yes, so far the Big 12 is the only conference that does not have a national championship. The only power conference, to be specific.
It's lucky that ball is overthrown. If that would have been a good throw, it would have been to the other team.
2nd down 10.
Isaac.
Brown all day to throw. Takes the underneath route to his running back. And Isaac has been a big part of the offense.
Yeah, he's so tough to tackle in the open field. That was a great open field tackle by safety there, it looked like. And yeah, here we go. 3rd and 3.
In one hole and he's gone on the ground game. Brown on a 3rd and 3. Back in the middle of the end zone. Brandon Winton. And South Florida takes the lead.
That is a hell of a throw there. To be able to throw it back shoulder on his guy there, to be able to get it past the safety, that was wild. I thought for sure 3rd and 3, he's just going to take the little stick route underneath that was wide open, but he said, no, I want this touchdown.
Return starts from inside the 5.
This time he's going to return it. Tries to cut it to the outside, but he's going to get met at the 17-yard line. So South Florida already has a 14-7 lead.
What'd you think of that drive, Brink?
Well, there was a lot of talk coming into this game that two of the most underrated one-point punches that any team has. They came out here and proved it.
Yeah, 100% agree.
We saw there Chris Johnson got a 18-yard run.
There's no...
South Florida showing a little bit of pressure here. They come out with a jet sweep.
Oh, he
to
just
Johnson.
missed him, and it's going to cost him.
Chris Johnson in a foot race down the sideline, and he's gone.
Oh, my goodness.
This time, 65 for Johnson to put Miami a point away from tying this ball game.
And that was the same sort of thing that happened on the first play of the game. He ran scot-free through the middle and he just couldn't quite get to him, and he got the edge, and there was just nobody there. That's the only danger in just selling out, is that they get around that first wave. It's good night.
As we are now tied here with 3:18 to play in the second quarter. It goes into the end for a touchback. So far, 100 passing yards, mostly Wildcat yards, but nonetheless, still 4 out of 5. As you see, they line up in I form again, and this one's going to be on South Florida for a hold.
That's a big penalty there.
Coach, he will accept that penalty, of course. First down here for this offense.
First down 20.
Scanning the field, it's Brown. Quarterback escapes the
Brown.
A lot of room.
Just going to take off. We saw a lot of quarterback runs from BBJ in the, I believe it was the quarterfinals game versus Electric.
We do. Yeah, I mean, that would probably get called in real life. But, you know.
Isaac goes in motion. Brown against the two-man rush. It's, I believe he got 11.5 right there. They're going to say he was a few inches shy of the first down mark.
Miami's just saying that on a 3rd and long, you're not going to scramble against us. You're going to have to find a receiver, and he did.
And that's an easy first down to Isaacs.
Yeah, this is a big drive here. That's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning, and we know South Florida gets the ball to start second half here, so they can go down, get a score, get the ball back, start second half. You know, these are always the biggest moments in the game. The last 2 minutes of the first half can really turn the tide of the game a lot of times.
Yeah, one thing Miami's got to do better is, sorry to cut you off, but one thing Miami's got to do better is send a lot of pressure after Brown. Brown's too good of a quarterback to only be rushing 2 or 3 and get him all day, because eventually someone's going to find their way open just like that.
Almost intercepted.
But yeah, Miami just
J.D. Rain.
Adjustments on the defensive end.
Yeah, that's why I was curious why he had so much time to throw. About a drive, 2 drives ago. He got that touchdown in the end zone.
Yeah, that's a good call. Hail State, you know, they haven't really shown a lot of pressure, and had to wonder at a certain point if they keep moving the ball, if you just bring that out here.
You see Brown tries to take off, only gets 3.
So this one here, I think you want to run it all the way down. And then if you get it, great. If not, you don't give them a whole lot of time to work with it.
Third down and 7. Brown against a 3-man rush. And he has it's incomplete.
Oh, we got... Yeah, that was another one where he fit it, trying to throw it his back shoulder, and that one got broken up, though. That was a good hit by the safety.
And that's a win for Miami.
Absolutely. That was a big play for Miami.
On the return, he is drilled at the 24-yard line. I don't know how he held on to that football.
And the Miami offense is back on the field.
See, come out on the Wildcat again, even with less than a minute left. Stick to their guns.
Read option, Baxter, nowhere. Tackled behind the line.
They tried to keep that one this time instead of going to the edge, and South Florida's done a good job up the middle. They've had a lot of good penetration there, but you know, it's the edges where they've been getting killed.
If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
And Miami's going back 5.
Start? Yeah. Wow.
The head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage.
See the rushing leaders there, you know. Chris Johnson Jr. just taking off with it. Got Lewis there from Tennessee, Dylan Edwards. George McCaffrey, one of the best freshmen that we've seen in the country.
The positive side for Sauce, though, is he still has Chris Johnson. He puts him in motion. Johnson gets it to the outside. So, yeah, he's only going to lose C.J. Baxter. But it'll keep Johnson for one more season.
Go to the draft.
I think Chris Johnson is going into the NFL draft. Kind of like the Avery Johnson debacle of a couple years ago. Well, I guess last season now. We all thought there might be a slim chance he stays in school, but more than likely, he's a projected top 5 pick. He will more than likely be exiting Miami after this year.
You see Hughes goes in motion, he goes back. For Hodges. Like I said, Hughes. 3rd and 11, they set up the screen, and it's...
Just threw it too early or something.
Incomplete, yeah.
That was weird.
It's hard to make the screens work, especially when running backs, like, they just get caught on to, you know.
Yeah, that's a big miss there. Rosa Parks gonna call for the fair catch. Yeah, I mean, again, South Florida gets lucky that they were able to get a stop on Miami here. They get the ball back, chance to double up.
RPO right here. And he's
got a lot of room.
Foot race down the sideline, and he's gone for a South Florida touchdown.
Wow, just like that.
Is that dude's last name Bathwater?
What?
I may have missed something there.
Yeah, same.
I'm pretty sure his last name is Bathwater. Well, I could be wrong though.
I can tell
we
you
saw there.
I'll look that up. Let me grab my controller.
56-yard touchdown on an RPO to give South Florida the lead right before half. Keep in mind, Miami did get ball to open up the half, so
yeah,
South Florida is holding all the momentum.
I think he really just caught him off guard, you know. I think he was playing some type of soft zone, not trying to give up anything over the top, and there was just really nobody there, and he beat him and just ran past everybody.
His name's not Bathwater. Now that I look at it, it's Brainwave. My mind read
journalism.
Yeah, I
They just
know.
decided to take care of the football and look for the second.
Jet sweep.
It was a good job by the user defending the perimeter.
Sauce is not taking any timeouts here. I think he's really trying to aim for three. Another jet sweep, this time to the left side.
Oh, we still got around him, though.
And that South Florida defense is fast, able to get to that side of the field before he could turn the corner.
Yeah, they got speed at every position, really. And that's the only way you're going to beat a team like Miami that just loves to abuse the perimeter of the field. And I mean, even there he got by him, but still he cut off the angle pretty good.
Little option. Don Juan is not going to get the first down.
Timeout here.
Wonder if South Florida gets this ball. Will they just take it to the half or D here? Try to block the punt. And return it. He's only going to get the 45-yard line. With 6 seconds.
Yeah, I don't. You might be able to get something quick. I mean, that's still not a lot of time for the yards you need to get a field goal attempt, but we'll see what happens.
And we're going to throw now on first down.
Around the 6, and
that
he overshoots his intended receiver.
Oh, if he could have hit that, that would have put him right in field goal position with enough time left. And at this point, I'm not sure if it's really worth it, to be honest. But especially if you're getting the ball back.
Oh, they're going flea flicker last. But he's hit as he throws. He tried to do.
He
remembered the last game against Electric, or a couple of games ago, where he won it on a flea flicker.
Again, that's a.
It was open. He just got hit as he threw.
It was, but it's also so risky. You could have. I mean, there were so many guys in the backfield there. But nonetheless, up 7, getting the ball here. Gotta like their position at this point. Send it down to Brink with South Florida. What were they saying in the locker room?
Well, the coach was asked earlier, he said that we want them to throw the ball. I'm sorry, we want them to run the ball, so we understand that.
These are the type of runs that begin to wear down your defense psychologically.
We have to defend them. We'd rather they ran the ball.
Big gain, and this defense is thinking,
take that for
oh no, here we go again. Really nice statement here to get this second half started.
I mean, giving up only 14 points in the first half, I think it's good whenever you play a team as explosive as Miami with all those playmakers.
Motion from the receiver.
Tom, it's a fake jet, and he gets smacked behind the line of scrimmage.
Great job just staying disciplined there.
Second down, 13.
The throw. It's Brown. Quick throw to the left side.
Quick curl route is caught, and he has enough for the first down. It's Brandon Winnan who caught that touchdown earlier.
Yeah, I think a big thing in some of these games like this is sometimes it just comes down to who makes the contested catches. And right there, that was a big one.
Time it's a handoff to Isaac, and he's only going to get 4 yards.
This defense is going to have to mix up some looks because his back is having a monster day in the national championship. Running inside,
Looks like they've done a decent job of, trying to get penetration with their defensive tackles, defensive ends, and sort of slow down this running game. If you can get, I mean, it's sort of the same thing with Miami, is if you can get South Florida into those obvious passing situations, you're going to have a lot more success.
He's 2nd down 6 now.
Offense looking to throw the ball.
Brown, and he's going to get sacked behind the line by Major Richard. He was coming. He got backside pressure, and he gets the sack.
Major play by Major Richard.
Now the offense faces 3rd and long from the 30. Can they convert and get
They're down in a long 14 yards from their own 30-yard line. Miami needs this ball back.
Can't give him a lot of time to work with here. You gotta get after him here, I think.
You see, they're lining up in a bunch set here.
There's a lot of changes being made.
4 on the play clock. Brown hit as he throws. He had the running back open. He tried to go to a corner. Incomplete.
That's the key. And Richard again was in there. He's clearly liking that matchup he's got right now.
Miami gets the ball back here on the punt return. And he's a slippery return man, and he's going to get it to the 48.
You know, that's a thing that I feel like happens a lot in this game is once you get like one sack, you know, the defensive line starts getting pumped up, and you know, a lot of those 4-man pressures, you get to the quarterback a lot quicker. So Miami clearly has some confidence now after that drive.
Toss to Baxter. Baxter is not going to be able to spin free. 4 times.
4 time.
Is he a little upset?
I think he's a little upset.
4 times trying to win the 4th ever national championship in HPL.
linebackers maybe trying to confuse the line with some movement.
And this time it's an RPO out to Joseph, and he's going to get 6 yards.
First time we kind of seen that type of play this game from Sauce. You know, another thing is you got to wonder the recruiting implications from this game. You know, obviously both these teams do a lot of their recruiting in the state of Florida, and you know, you get one of those 18-year-old kids sees your team win a national championship, that could do a lot for both of these squads as far as recruiting.
3rd and 5. He's going deep for Baxter, and he overthrows him. And I think you got to go for it if you're Miami.
He just got hung up enough on the defense that, I mean, just couldn't quite get to that.
You know, I wanted to advocate one of the leading for the end of this game. While Miami has very offensive line, USF is very strong defensive front, but on the other side of the ball, Miami's defensive front does overpower the USF Bulls offensive line a bit.
Wide open.
Yeah, that's a good call, Brink. Is
one matchup for both
yeah, we haven't seen this hurry up a whole lot in Miami, but he could have gotten off of that tackle. He had some room to work with. Yeah, on that last 4th down, Sauce showing them, you know, hey, like, if I need to throw the ball, I can hit some of these crossing routes over the middle.
2nd down 8. Hands it off. Johnson has blockers. Tries to get to the outside, but he's not going to be able to fully get there. Brings up 3rd and 4 now.
Johnson won the Heisman, right? Is the Heisman winner?
I think so.
Yeah.
So now from the 27, the offense faces
3rd down and 4. Sorry if I cut you off right there.
No, you're good. I think this is 4 down territory regardless.
3rd down 4. Handoff. Baxter stuffed. Met by Dina Poli.
I'm going to go with the unpopular opinion here. I would take the 3.
Yeah, will Miami settle for a 5-yard field goal?
Okay.
Oh, we are going to take our flag.
45-yard attempt for Joyce.
They played good defense.
An international kicker. 45-yard attempt right through the pipes.
Thinking about a matchup from 2 years ago, he did not take the points, and
2 matchups that year, actually.
There were some people that had some things to say about it.
There's some 1-11 people with some very 1-11 things to say about it.
Like Alabama.
Right.
I wasn't going to say no names, but yeah.
DJ says, we do not care.
See,
DJ, I'm proud of you. You haven't said, you haven't dropped an F-bomb yet. I'm proud of you. You had like 3 last
Well,
game,
see, because
so.
Kansas State and USF forced me to, because, that's an instant classic every single time, so. They line up an I form, and he gets ripped down behind the line by Justin Scott.
You see the little shift before the play started? It sort of threw off the blocking assignments right before the play started, and that's sort of the staple of this USF offense is that stretch play, and that was a great job by the defensive line just getting in there, just beating the guy to the edge.
All eyes.
We're going to make it on
The guy to the edge.
NASCOM. We're going to make it to NASCOM.
Okay.
South Florida lets it wind down. The final quarter. Who will be the national champions of Season 4?
I think Miami beat Mississippi State past the edge a few weeks ago.
Offense getting set for a second down here to begin the quarter.
Here's Kansas' record again.
It was good once we put Tyler Farron in at quarterback.
Second down 14, and he is going to get tackled. It's 3rd down and 9. Byron Brown again. Doing what he does best.
Big 3rd down for the Canes.
Trips left here to the short side of the field is interesting.
3rd down and 9 for Byron Brown. Texas route caught by Isaac, and a 1st down for South Florida.
They run that route quite a bit this game. They do a really good job of using the other guys to clear out the middle of the field and just open up the zone for Isaac to get in there.
Late in the game, the clock will continue to roll.
Here comes a 1st down pass attempt.
Nice. Oh, it's out of bounds. Try to get that out route to Brain, whatever his name is.
I think if it was the first quarter, you might. I don't think he got it.
Now it's 2nd down.
At least 10 out there.
Now we have a 2nd down 10.
They're sort of cover 3 look.
And that route is wide open, down inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's the weakness of cover 3. Some of those deep crossers, and he took full advantage right there.
Bringing it in for that big game.
The Bulls pick up enough yardage to move the sticks. They'll run it to the right side. The gain is 3 yards.
Miami, will they try to stop the running game now that South Florida has it down inside the 20 now?
The defense just won the battle right in front of the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense.
Chewing clock here already.
This place is getting loud.
Keep it on the ground, trying to run some
Isaac's tried to cut it back, but he got met. Only fought for 2 well-earned yards right there.
Now, if you're Miami, you gotta watch Isaac out of the backfield. That's who they like to go to.
Third down 5.
Pressure.
Oh my goodness! I thought he just threw an interception, but instead Alvin Isaac stepped right in front of it and made the catch.
Oh my goodness. Big plays, big moments. That is a dog, Isaac.
He hands it off from the gun.
That guy just abused that guard. Just threw him to the ground and took the tackle. Look at that. Just get off of me. I'm going to make this tackle right here. The Miami defensive line has played a lot better in the second half here and made it really a lot more difficult for USF to move the ball. All the way down to the 2-minute warning, and it's gut check time if you're Miami here. If they score a touchdown, this game's over. So
yeah, defensive tackle is playing like there's 10 yards between him and the end of his season. And there is.
Let's see what they do here on a 2nd and 10. They set up the screen. Isaac got caught onto a defensive
same
lineman.
sort of thing that happened to Miami earlier in the game, and a lot of room to work there.
Yeah, and he was going to get the touchdown if that screen was off.
The opportunities, right? Miami gets a stop, they get the ball back.
Now, if you're USF, you can't force anything here.
They try it again.
A turnover would be catastrophic for the Bulls.
3rd down, corner route is incomplete.
Missed it
too far. And now
did it go
Miami,
right through his hands?
I think so. Miami has a chance to tie the game now if he makes this. 27 yards away.
Good.
Right through the uprights.
Wow, that's
going
right through his hands,
that young man's dreams if Miami comes back and wins this.
And this is the drive that will determine your national champion.
You know, I thought he was going to throw it on the Texas route again and looked like they had a little opening in the zone, and I thought that might be where he went, but he liked the matchup on the outside and just
the out route was
game
open.
Of inches.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
Brown put the ball right where it needed to be. He just couldn't make the catch.
Yeah, if you're Sauce, absolutely. I mean, that was just big stop all around. Oh, he committed to the inside. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Uh-oh, get sticky. Get sticky. Somebody better find a mop.
Chris Johnson, his potential last game in college, trying to end it on a good note. You know, if Sauce gets this touchdown, he will be going for 2. He ain't backing down.
I don't know who it was, but he missed. He committed to the inside there, and you got to just keep the edge.
Wildcat Baxter a yard.
Baxter couldn't get the same kind of leverage. Now the clock's going to continue to run here.
God, my freaking heart is racing. I'm not even playing. This is crazy. This is coming down to the wire right now.
This is what we all wanted to see, man. This is the national championship, and 2 very deserving teams. And
RPO Johnson gets
Great
3
tackle.
yards.
Great tackle.
And he gets ripped down.
Clock is going to continue to run.
Miami's just saving their timeouts for a little bit down the line.
You got to get 6 here. You don't have to get it all. You just need 6.
Everyone's on their feet. 3rd down and 6. Under a minute.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw.
Don Juan, all day to throw. Ripped down!
My goodness.
And this is it, the last play of the ball game. Yeah, I think he had the corner. I think he had the corner too.
Yeah.
Not sure
T looked open in the middle for a little bit as well.
But this is the thing we've been talking about, is if you get Miami into these situations, you know, this is not what they're comfortable in.
4th and 11. South Florida is 1 play away. Taking it home. 4th down for Miami. Don Juan. He's going deep. And incomplete! And that's going to do it!
A national championship played by that defensive lineman there to get in there and break up to hit Don Juan while he throws. The South Florida D-line's been feasting all day, and it's going to win them the championship here.
Great call. And
bringing back the glory days from the Big East when South Florida was really dominant in that time. Miami's going to use their last time out.
But this game is mathematically over now.
And BBJ is just going to take this quarterback and kneel. And ladies and gentlemen, Season 4 is now over. The final seconds tick away, and we have a new national champion in the HPL College Football League. South Florida has climbed the mountaintop with a year 1 player. DBJ wins the Big 12, beats Electric twice.
Wow. Just so impressive, man.
All the good opponents. Beats the guy who's on the Cinderella. Beats the guy who's really good with Wildcat. Takes it home.
I mean, both these teams played so hard, you know, and you play an entire season, all the practices during the summer, it all comes down to this, and both teams really gave it everything they had. In the end, it was just South Florida just made a couple more plays, and here we are, South Florida.
Congratulations to South Florida on winning their first national title. After being in the Big East and the American for so many years, they joined the Big 12, and they come out and they win it.
Yep.
Now,
let's bring the coach up here. Let's bring him up here, baby.
All the power conferences have a national championship now.
DBJ, we got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. How about that? I mean, how were you? Obviously, you know, we know with Miami they love to run Wildcat, and what was sort of your game plan coming into the game on like how you wanted to try to stop that and try to force them into some third and longer situations where they had to pass it?
Yeah, we were going to make that QB beat us. We weren't going to let him Wildcat down the field all game, you know, like he does to others. Yeah, I mean, that was really the game plan, was just stop the Wildcat and see what he can do.
Yeah. DJ, you got a question?
So how are you? So, number one, congratulations. Secondly, you know, achieving a lot. You know, you beat Electric twice. You know, you beat a guy who's been on a Cinderella run. You beat a guy who's really good with what he does best. And I think you're going to return most of your starters. So how are you feeling? You got a lot of momentum coming your way for the next season and so on.
Yeah, we didn't join this league to win the Big 12. We joined this league to win it all, to dominate. And that's what we've done, and we ain't done yet.
Yeah.
Byron Brown will be the first overall pick in the draft, so we will miss him. But the rest of the team should be back. So we're just getting started.
Oh, I like it. I like it. What do you think? Brinker, Hail State, you got a question?
Yeah. Talk to me about how big the defense was today. You mentioned it earlier about making Don Juan beat you rather than CJ2K or Baxter, but talk to me about the big plays that they made. You know, they picked off Don Juan once and making those plays there at the end. The defensive line did a great job executing today, getting some pressure, getting in the backfield. Talk to me about how big they've been all year. Yeah,
they really won us this game because, like, if you can hold a team to 17, we're getting more than 17, especially a team like Miami. You know, I'm so proud of these boys, to be honest. You know, they busted their tails in practice all week, and this is awesome.
You know, as a old school Big East fan, I'm really happy to see both these teams in it. I grew up hating on the Hurricanes. I don't anymore, but I used to. And seeing the USF Bulls play here, you know, good for the Big East. Even if it's not around no more. But my question is, was there anything that you did come into the game concerned about? Like, you were just like, we're going to stop the run the best way that we can, and he's going to have to throw the ball, and that's it. There's no other deviation.
That was really it. That and guard Chris Johnson out the backfield. And, you know, make the receivers and the QB. Yeah.
On the offense, were you trying to key on any particular guy, or you just like...
Nah, we tried to get the run going, and it was working pretty well. We just made some big third down conversions with some in routes across the field. He stopped the corner route, so we had to look elsewhere. And yeah, that was about it.
Yeah. Last question here for our national champ. You know, obviously this was your first season in the league. Was there a particular reason that you chose to go with South Florida to start this year?
I'll be honest, the 2 receivers with 98 speed caught my eye. With a good QB. And yeah, mainly, it was really Byron Brown, though. Like, you're going to win a championship with me controlling Byron Brown. So we're going to look for our next Byron Brown next season. And we can't wait.
Well, great stuff here. Congratulations again. We will move over to the other sideline here. #1 seed in the college football playoff, Miami here, and sort of talk about, you know, game plan coming into the game and just how you're looking to stop that explosive USF offense.
Yeah, credit to Dirty Boy Jackson on the win. Good user, played a real good game. They got good team speed out there. He had a good game plan for the Wildcat, and I figured he would. So we had to do a little bit different running game, and just kind of got behind there. Throwing that pick, I think about that one, and that one, I think it was probably like a 50-yarder he had into the end zone. Just blown coverage, bad pick, didn't put it where it needed to be. But all in all, a great season. We got a Heisman. We got to the championship. Not quite the result, but solid season.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're runner-up in the national championship. You know, you're now at won 2 AC championships. What are you looking for? I mean, also, your running backs. I think Chris Johnson.
Everybody keeps asking me that.
Baxter, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, are you gonna prove the haters wrong? Like, what do you got planned for next season?
We'll lose those guys to the draft, and we got another running back coming up. We got a few 4-star gems coming in, and we'll just try to keep it rolling through the ACC. And I plan to be at least to the quarters and the semis next year. So we just got to get over that hump.
Yeah. Is Miami now RBU?
I would say so.
It has to be.
You know, if I gotta do one thing good, it's run the ball. But didn't quite have the defense and passing game today.
Yeah. Cal State or Brink, got anything?
Yeah. You know, you got the naysayers obviously saying Wildcat doesn't take talent, this and that.
Hey, Chris Johnson's slick with the sticks, though. He's nice with the sticks. We'll take it.
I don't know why the Ole Miss coach is talking, but I'm talking about that. The system, right? Of the 2 running backs that you're losing one that you're definitely losing, one that you're probably going to lose as well. Are there going to be some changes that are going to have to be made in the offseason? Maybe turn to throwing the ball more often? These 2 great running backs.
First, we got to get some receivers, and we got to get the ball out quicker from the quarterback. We missed one there towards the end. Not sure if it would have made a difference. Still had to complete it and get down there, but we're just going to continue to have fun, man. It's just, you know, it's a good time. Shout out to the admins, broadcasters all year.
Yes, sir. So I think that is it for interviews.
Brink got some? Brink's got some.
Okay, never mind.
He's just one of the best running back users in the league, but he's also one of the best recruiters in the league. So I'm curious, does Miami have any particular missions in the recruiting channels, especially as we get into the transfer portal here?
Yeah, we're gonna hit the living rooms. Really, the overall goal was to beat Florida. We split them with them to beat all the Florida teams. South Florida we didn't get them, but so we'll still hit the recruiting trail pretty good. Just got to control the state.
Sauce is going to be in the living rooms talking to the moms. He's going to be taking care of all that.
That video of Nick Saban hitting the Dougie, that's going to be Sauce.
That's going to be Sauce. Yeah.
Hide your moms.
Wow. All right. But I think that's it. So this wraps up another season of HPL college football. Yeah, wow. I mean, I can't believe how far we've came, guys. 4 seasons.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride. We still got
Season.
5 months left before the next
as
game.
the lone broadcaster that has been in broadcasting teams for every single national championship, I thoroughly enjoyed it. This league is something special. The storylines we build with each other is just something that's unmatched across any game I think we've ever played as a league, and look forward to more memories next season. And next season, I think it's time to give us some more cowbell.
And competition gets brighter. So, yeah, but that's it. So another season's down. Congratulations to USF once again on winning the national championship. I'm DeJuan McMurray, head coach of Texas A&M now, and alongside me, KU coach of Kansas, and sideline reporters, Hale State from Mississippi State and Brink for LSU. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys back in season